Let's start from the very beginning with the magic circle. If you don't already know how to do a magic circle, it's basically a way to start your hat with a tiny, tight loop in the center instead of a hole. You wrap the yarn around 2 fingers, pull a loop through, and then crochet your first round of stitches right into that loop. Once you're done with the first round, you pull the tail end of the yarn and it closes that circle up nice and tight. This matters because if you just chain and join instead, you're left with a little hole at the very top of your hat, and nobody wants that. Once your magic circle is made, you're going to do your first round of single crochet or half double crochet, depending on what texture you want. For beginners, I always recommend starting with single crochet because it's tighter and it's easier to see your stitches clearly, which makes it way harder to lose count. In your first round, you're going to put 6 stitches into that magic circle. 6 is kind of the golden number for starting a flat circle because it lays the foundation for even growth. Now here's where the real secret comes in, the part that most beginner tutorials skip over or explain way too fast. To keep your circle flat and even, you need to increase by 6 stitches every single round, but you spread those increases out evenly instead of bunching them together. So in round 2, you increase in every single stitch, which gives you 12 stitches total. In round 3, you increase in every other stitch, giving you 18. In round 4, you increase every third stitch, giving you 24. See the pattern? Every round, you add 6 more stitches than you had increases the round before. If you keep following this pattern, your circle will grow perfectly flat with no ruffling and no cupping. This is honestly the part that changed everything for me when I first learned it. Before I understood this 6-stitch increase rule, every single hat I made after that came out clean and round, like it was made by a machine instead of by hand. Now, how do you know when to stop increasing and start going straight up? This is where a lot of people get confused, so let's break it down simply. You want your flat circle to be roughly the same size as the top of your head, and that depends on head size, but for an average adult head, you're usually looking at somewhere between 8 and 10 rounds of increases before you stop. For a kid's hat, it might only be 6 or 7 rounds. The easiest way to check is to just lay your flat circle down flat on a table and measure across it. You want it to measure about 6 to 7 inches across for an adult or a little smaller for kids. Once it hits that size, you stop increasing completely. Increasing? This is where the hat actually starts looking like a hat instead of a flat circle. You're going to crochet straight rounds now. No more increasing, just the same number of stitches every round, going around and around. This is actually the relaxing part. Your hands get into a rhythm. You don't have to think as hard, and you can watch a show or listen to a podcast while you crochet because you're just repeating the same stitch over and over. You're going to keep crocheting straight rounds until the hat measures the height you want. For an adult hat, this is usually somewhere around 6 to 7 inches tall, from the top of the circle to where you're currently crocheting. But honestly, the best way to check is to just try it on your head, or on the head of whoever it's for, every couple of rounds. Pull it down and see where it hits. When it's covering down to about ear level, or wherever you personally like your beanies to sit, that's when you know you're getting close to done. This is actually the climax of the whole project, the moment where it stops looking like a random tube of yarn and suddenly looks exactly like a hat you'd buy in a store. I remember the first time I got to this point with a hat that actually turned out right, and I genuinely gasped a little, because after so many failed attempts, seeing something that finally looked correct felt like such a big win. If you've been struggling with hats before this, I promise you're going to feel that same moment when you get here. Now, here's a tip that a lot of people don't think about, which is your yarn choice actually matters a lot for how your hat turns out. If you use a yarn that's too thin with a hook that's too big, your stitches will be loose and gappy and the hat won't hold its shape. If you use a yarn that's too thick with a hook that's too small, you'll be fighting your hook the entire time and your hand will cramp up. For beginners, I really recommend a medium weight yarn, sometimes called worsted weight, paired with a 5mm hook. It's forgiving, it's easy to see your stitches, and it makes a hat that's thick enough to actually keep you warm, which is kind of the whole point of a hat. Once your hat is the height you want, it's time to finish it off. You're going to fasten off, which just means cutting your yarn with a few inches left over and pulling that tail all the way through your last loop to lock it in place. Then you use a yarn needle to weave that tail into the inside of the hat so it's hidden and won't come loose. Do the same thing with the tail from your magic circle at the very top, weave it in and trim it close. And that's genuinely it. That's a full, round, properly shaped beanie made from nothing but a ball of yarn and a hook, using nothing complicated, just that 6-stitch increase pattern and knowing when to stop increasing. No fancy stitches, no complicated pattern reading, just understanding the shape and letting the math do the work for you. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Hats aren't hard because crochet is hard. They're hard because most tutorials don't explain the increase pattern clearly, and they don't tell you how to check your size as you go. Now that you know both of those things, you genuinely have everything you need to make a hat that fits right and looks clean on your very first try. Try this out, and if it actually clicks for you like I think it will, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial. Okay, so here's the problem most people run into right at the start, before they even make their first stitch. They don't know how to hold the yarn or the hook properly, and nobody really explains it in a way that makes sense. So let me try to explain it the way I wish someone had explained it to me. Hold your hook like you're holding a pencil, or if that feels weird, hold it like you're gripping a knife to cut something, whichever feels more natural to your hand. There's no wrong way here. Whatever lets you move the hook comfortably is fine. Now for the yarn. This is the part people skip and then wonder why their tension is a mess. Wrap the yarn around your pinky on your other hand, then let it rest across your palm, then hook it over your pointer finger. This gives you control over how tight or loose the yarn feeds through as you work. If you skip this step and just hold the yarn loosely in your fist, your stitches are going to come out all different sizes, and that's usually the first thing that makes people quit. Now, let's actually start. First thing you're going to do is make a slip knot and put it on your hook. If you don't know how to make a slip knot, basically you make a loop with your yarn, pull a bit of yarn through that loop and slide it onto your hook, then pull the tail gently so it's snug but not tight. This is your starting point for everything. From here, you're going to chain 4 stitches. To chain, you wrap your yarn over your hook and pull it through the loop that's already on your hook. Do that 4 times. This little chain of 4 is going to become the center hole of your granny square, so don't worry if it looks like nothing right now. It's about to make sense. Now take that chain and join it into a circle. You do this by inserting your hook into the very first chain you made, the one closest to the slip knot, and pulling your yarn through both loops on your hook. This creates what's called a slip stitch, and it turns your little chain into a ring. This ring is the heart of your granny square, and every single stitch after this is going to build around it. Here's where the actual problem starts for most beginners, so pay attention to this part. From this ring, you need to start building your first round, and this involves something called a chain 3, which acts as your first stitch, followed by groups of stitches with gaps in between. If you don't space these groups evenly, your square starts pulling to one side, and it stops looking like a square at all. It starts looking like a taco, honestly. I've made plenty of taco-shaped grannies in my time. 3 double crochets there. No corner treatment, just a simple group. Chain 1 again, move to the next corner space, and repeat the corner treatment. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Keep going all the way around, doing full corners in the corner spaces and simple 3-stitch groups in between, until you've gone all the way around and join back to the top of your starting chain 3.
This is usually the round where you can finally see, oh, that's a granny square. The shape shows up clearly now. You've got 4 distinct corners, and the sides are starting to build out from there. And honestly, this is the moment that hooks people on crochet, no pun intended, because up until now, it's felt like following blind instructions, and suddenly you can see the logic. Corners get extra stitches and a gap, sides get a simple group. Repeat.